House Republicans pushed through two bills on Wednesday aimed squarely at rolling back D.C.'s recent justice and policing reforms. The first, called the District of Columbia Cash Bail Reform Act, sponsored by Representative Elise Stefanik, would scrap D.C.'s no-cash bail system. Instead, it brings back cash bail, meaning your freedom depends on whether you can afford to pay it. It also aligns with Donald Trump's August executive order to end cashless bail nationwide. The second bill, the Clean D.C. Act, sponsored by Congressman Andrew Clyde, aims at the city's police reforms. Things like limits on chokeholds, stricter body cam rules, and new accountability standards. Republicans say those changes helped fuel last year's spike in crime. No proof, of course, to back it up. 20 Democrats voted for the Clean D.C. Act. They are Henry Cuellar out of Texas, Don Davis out of North Carolina, Laura Gillen out of New York, Jared Golden out of Maine, Maggie Goodlander out of New Hampshire, Josh Gottheimer out of New Jersey, Adam Gray out of California, Marcy Kaptur out of Ohio, Susie Lee out of Nevada, Dave Min out of California, Jimmy Panetta out of California, Chris Pappas out of New Hampshire, Marie Glucier-DeCamp Perez out of Washington State, Josh Riley out of New York, Patrick Ryan out of New York, Kim Schreier out of Washington, Eric Sorensen out of Illinois, Thomas Aciozzi out of New York, Eugene Vindman out of Virginia, George Whitesides out of California. So 20 Democrats, one CBC member. Now, Congressman Don Davis comes from a +2 red district. They've gerrymandered his seat to gerrymander him out. So here's my question to Congressman Don Davis. I need you to explain to the people. You're not from D.C. So let me be real clear. Don Davis represents North Carolina. There are no constituents of Don Davis or any of these Democrats in Washington, D.C. But I'm going to need them to explain to me, why in the hell would you vote for a bill that's there to protect citizens? Explain to me the logic behind this. We reached out to his office, no response. I text him, no response. But this is the kind of crap Republicans do because Congress has oversight over D.C., with Republicans in charge, they can do whatever they want. And these 20 Democrats should be challenged on that. These 20 Democrats should be challenged on, y'all like chokeholds? Are y'all saying that you don't want body cams? Are you saying that you don't like accountability? But it's amazing. No answer. Oh, I'm going to keep texting him, and I'm going to call him, because that's shameful and despicable. And these 20 Democrats and Republicans should be called out because they clearly don't give a damn about the residents. Reese?
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that a bunch of white Democrats don't give a damn about police brutality. Much of these things are the same topic of that racial reckoning that we had in 2020 around George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. So this is a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to the blood that was spilled and to the protest movement that really got some tangible gains. But it's also a slap in the face to the autonomy and self-governance of residents of D.C., most of whom are Black. And so it's just arrogance, and it's stupid. It's stupid, and it's cowardice, because Democrats these Democrats, there were obviously hundreds of Democrats that didn't vote this way, but you have a segment of Democrats that are too afraid to ever appear to be anything other than bowing down and capitulating to the police force. And so, yeah, Don Davis, that's disgraceful. At a minimum, stay out of DC's business. Hello. So yeah, I don't understand what that is. He's new to Congress, getting there in 2023. So I don't have the ability to say he's a hypocrite for any kind of George Floyd justice and policing activity, but it's definitely disgraceful, and I'm glad you're calling it out, Roland.
Well, it deserves to be called out because, again, the whole point here is how do you have police accountability? And what these 20 Democrats and Republicans are saying is, oh, yeah, we don't want any accountability of police in D.C. That's what they're saying, Joy, pure and simple.
That is what they're saying. What they're also saying is that their constituencies want to see law and order, and they can't do anything about it on their local streets because, of course, a member of Congress doesn't control local policing policy. So they're going to do it by proxy, beating up on the people of Washington, D.C., interfering with their ability to engage in home rule. I have a friend on that list. I was surprised to see him, so apologies for being taken aback. I will be reaching out to that friend to say, WTF, please explain your vote. And of course, I'm a former staffer. I don't, I'm not going to, say that there can't be some reason why they would have voted for them. But my guess is that they think that if they can capitulate, they don't really support this bill, but they feel like if they can be on the record that somehow that's going to endear them to their constituents. Guys, it'll never work.
First of all, it's an easy answer. It's an easy answer. If you get criticized, say, I don't represent Washington, D.C.
Exactly.
That's all you got to say. The answer is, if you're pulling this up again, y'all, look at the people who voted for it. I'm going to read, where are they from? Texas, North Carolina, New York State,
California,
Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, California, Ohio, Nevada, California, New Hampshire, Washington State, New York State, Washington State, Illinois, New York State, Vindman, out of Virginia, California. The answer is real simple. Those are not my constituents. I don't represent them. And the bottom line is, so go to my iPad. This is from WJLA. The law that was passed, y'all, it now goes to the Senate. It bans the law that was passed by D.C., banned the use of chokeholds, amended access requirements for body-worn camera footage, added additional guidelines to the use of force review board, prohibited officers from reviewing body-worn camera recordings to assist in initial report writing, and prohibits negotiating discipline in its collective bargaining rules. These 20 Democrats, including Joy's friend and CDC member Don Davis, they voted to repeal that law. So what they're saying is they don't like any of these things for Washington, D.C.
That's right.
And can I add to that,
hold on. Joy finished, then Reese, go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other thing I think that's important to notice is not authentic. My guess is that none of these Democrats necessarily support this bill because, one, they don't know anything about D.C. It really doesn't have anything to do with them. And so what their constituents have been signaled is that these are weak Democrats. They are 2 weak. What won 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now is authentic Democrats. They were all different, but they were all authentically themselves, and they stood up for what they believed in. This is old Democratic politics where we do things that are contrived and that people know we don't believe in because we think it's going to benefit us with people who don't even like us. In the case of Don Davis, they're getting rid of him.
Yeah.
So why would he support them? How would that even benefit him? It is stupid.
The chairman of the D.C. Police Union, Reese, said, H.R. 55107 is the clean break we need to restore common sense policing and reduce crime in the district. Passing H.R. 5107 isn't about politics. It's about giving our officers the tools, protections, and respect they need to protect the public. Our city cannot afford another day of this failed experiment. He earlier said that, that's why experienced officers were retiring. No, they were retiring because they can't stand more accountability, Reese.
Right. That's what it is. But let me add that Jared Golden, who's one of the representatives who voted for this, he's retiring from elected office. And so I believe that some of this is about the fact that these white Democrats, let's be honest, believe in the idea that cops should have much more authority to abuse Black people. That's what it boils down to. Jared Golden is in Maine. Okay. The other one, Gustin Camp or Marie, whatever, she always sticking her nose in somebody who ain't Black business all the way over there in Washington. A lot of these Democrats do actually agree with the language of this and agree with giving cops the authority to do whatever the hell they want to do, knowing that the victims of police brutality, knowing that the victims of police corruption are not very likely to be people that look like them and their constituents.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.